Hi everybody, it's Alan here. Just a bit of a different video today. I'm going to be looking and talking a little bit about beauty in music. What is it that's beautiful in music? What is it that inspires us? And what indeed is beauty? Is it just harmony? Is it melody? Can it really be rhythm? Can it be the crunching power chords of Metallica? What is beauty in music? Is it a transcendence? Is it something that we kind of aspire to? I mean, let's face it, music is just essentially a bunch of notes stuck together in a particular order, played by certain instruments, whoever's playing what at the time. But certain music we can say or declare is beautiful. Now, that tends to be music which is perhaps more emotional, maybe sadder. Music like Goretzky's symphonies or Mozart's Requiem, maybe stuff which is associated with death or sorrow or that kind of thing. We can sort of say it's beautiful because it elevates to some degree, or it kind of gives us an impression of something, a feeling, a kind of resonance, and it takes us somewhere a little bit different and it makes us feel. In terms of beauty in music, I think a lot of it's about feeling, a lot of it's about a particular way of hearing. We hear particular notes in a particular order, and certain keys will perhaps be more beautiful to our ears. Certain things will be a little bit more appealing initially to our ears. But beauty is a very distinct and specific thing. Now, we can say beauty is in the eye of the beholder when we're talking about people or art or whatever else. But beauty is in the ear of the beholder as well, to some degree. I mean, is beauty something which we all recognise instantly as beautiful, or is it something we have to kind of work at and imagine to be beautiful? I mean, beauty is, maybe it has different connotations, but there's an element with beauty in art, for example, where we can say, this is truly beautiful. Now, I don't think, there are great paintings in the world, for example, I don't think the Mona Lisa is a beautiful picture. It's a very well painted picture, but I don't think it's necessarily beautiful. Not everyone's going to say that's a beautiful picture. And maybe Van Gogh's Sunflowers, some people would say that's a beautiful picture. And there is beauty in it. But what is it that makes a beauty beautiful to us all? Indeed, does there have to be beauty to be, beautiful to us all? Does that have to happen? Does that have to be a thing even? Can beauty be a purely subjective thing? Is that just something we feel for ourselves? And that's okay. Now, I know that sometimes pieces of music have moved me deeply, and as a result, I may have cried. I remember years and years ago hearing Chopin's Raindrop Prelude for the first time, and it hit me at the time. It's not an elaborate piece of music. It's not a particularly transcendent piece of music in terms of kind of like taking you to huge reaches, maybe like Mahler's Symphony Resurrection, Second Symphony of Resurrection. But there was something about it which touched me at the time, and I cried when I heard it. That was also true when I heard Fly, off Time of No Reply by Nick Drake, the one without the strings and the kind of more raw version. And I cried when I heard that. But that's perhaps because that was something which touched me. Does it make it beautiful? No, I think it was something which, I think in the Raindrop Prelude you could say is a beautiful piece of music. But with a Nick Drake song, I think Fly is a beautiful song, but it's sort of harrowing, and it comes back to that sense of sorrow again. It doesn't make it beautiful in itself. It was just something that touched me at the time. And of course, a lot of us, we're looking for that kind of sound, that kind of experience, that sort of something which is going to go, wow. Like when we're teenagers, we tend to be very, we're looking for answers. We're looking for people with similar things in common. We're looking for things that we can attach things to. And so we develop a kind of maybe there's a sound that resonates with us. I'm talking about music here solely for a second. There's a sound that resonates with us, and there's a kind of music. Maybe it's for people and you want to be part of a certain crowd. For me, partly it was exploring new things all the time. I want something new all the time, and that really has never left me. But this sense of the new, this sense of something which is almost beyond the now, if you like, beyond the norm. So, when we did our improvised music, there was those moments where the whole band would come together, and it would be like, and you were somewhere else for a time. Wonderful. I would describe those as beautiful moments. That didn't make the music beautiful, and it was just something at the time that happened. There were 100 people maybe who could be watching an improvised performance at different points, may have that similar experience, but not necessarily all together, although it does happen from time to time. So beauty in music, I think, is one of those things that is very difficult to kind of quantify, to kind of qualify and clarify and make a thing. I mean, I do believe there are certain pieces of music which are beautiful pieces of music. I've mentioned some already. There are some wonderful, wonderful classical pieces, obviously, that come to mind. But is it possible that, like I mentioned earlier, that Metallica could be beautiful? I don't think any of us, if we're honest, can say Metallica is beautiful music. It's because of our interpretation of what beauty is. I can possibly say I appreciate what they're doing. I love the incredible dexterity and speed, and the combination of lead solos and things like that they put together in those songs. It doesn't make it beautiful, but there's a certain beauty to creativity, and the fact that these people have got together and created this amazing stuff out of nothing, out of their own minds. And I like that. I see beauty in all of those sorts of things where we all do something. We can, it doesn't matter what it is, it can be, maybe we draw the line, but this is lyrical again, not musical. We can draw the line at gangster rap and stuff, which is not beautiful lyrics, and it's not about beauty. But the music, some of that has elements of beauty in it. But it's very difficult to say that all music is beautiful, and it's very difficult to perhaps find beauty in music. I know there are people who are moved by music, and there are people who are really touched by music. And I think there's an element of, yes, a kind of an emotional response, as we've said. It's not everything, though. I think beauty is something which is almost, I'm going to use the word kind of loosely here, maybe like a spiritual thing where we can all recognize it, and it's something which we can all kind of grasp hold of. I mean, suppose what I'm getting to here is I'm thinking aloud, because this is all I'm doing, just ad-libbing this. All I'm getting to here, I suppose there are levels of beauty in music, like there are levels of beauty in people, levels of beauty in the world of nature around us, levels of beauty in space, levels of beauty in sound, levels of beauty across the board. So I suppose ultimately beauty in music is the same thing. There is music that's beautiful. I would love to hear what you consider to be beautiful music. That would be a fantastic thing. It would be a wonderful thing to know what you consider to be beautiful, because I don't think it's something we talk about very often. It's not something that is maybe something you would necessarily think about, but I think it's possible that we all have things that we consider beautiful. I would love to know what those beautiful pieces of music are. I mean, if you've got time to mention that in the comments, that would be fantastic. I haven't shown a single record here, and this, that may backfire and people probably fast forwarded, whatever. I suppose it all comes down to, do you believe there's beauty in music? I think personally that there is. Do you think that you have beautiful music in your collection? Do you think you aspire to finding beauty in music? Do you think you recognise beauty in music? Can any of us really recognise beauty in music? Is it really a thing? Just let me know. I'll probably think of a few other things after this, because I haven't actually thought of this. I said to Chris Cole a few weeks ago, yeah, I'll think about it. I haven't thought about it at all. I'm just doing this. because this is something to do. And I haven't made a video for a while. But let me know what you think, and maybe another time we could discuss it and look into and actually show some records and things that we think. But I don't think it's necessary. Just let me know if you've got any beautiful music. Be interested to find out what it is. Cheers for now. See you later.